The Oscar nominations are out, and oh man. It is crazy to see the first list of films released entirely in the first year of AT, which is of course after Trump, which is forever how we'll tell time in history because of the wave of cataclysmic changes in social themes, narratives, and merit given to films in general. There are more than a few snubs and even more than a few obvious gifts to projects that are timely. But let's get into projections and all the fun. As I go down the list of the top categories and give my official Rebel Awards for deserving films and the ones that are clearly charity cases, or as I will say, it's time for. I'm Ben Davies, this is Pure Hollywood. First, I gotta brag on a few things, especially Gary Oldman in Darkest Hour. I said this would be nominated on every single circuit, and he's already taken home the Golden Globe and the SAG Award for Best Actor. He is nominated once again and is clearly the frontrunner for the Oscars. I also mentioned that Blade Runner 2049 was the best movie of the year. I still think it should. I cannot believe it's been snubbed in all these categories, but it is in all the major cinematic categories and special effects, and it should clean up if it doesn't win every single one of those. Everyone in the Academy should be kicked out. Now let's get into it. Now I'm gonna review many of these movies coming up, so I'm not gonna get into really the details of them. I'm just gonna go ahead and give you my deserving award as well as the it's time for award. So, actress in a supporting role. My deserving award is gonna be for Allison Janney's performance in I, Tonya. Deserving and captivating performance, and if you can separate yourself from Margot Robbie, one of the best actresses on the block to date, gonna kill it in the future, you deserve an award. Mary J. Blige was nominated for Mudbound, and I guess it's time. Specifically for an African-American musical singer to win an Oscar, even though according to The Economist, if you compare the US populations for African-American people and the awards they've received and nominations at the Oscars themselves, it is almost exactly even, but I guess it's still time for. Now for actor in a supporting role. My heart wants to go to William Dafoe for The Florida Project. I think this is a really unique role for him. I hope he's gonna get some nod for this. But I'm gonna give it to Sam Rockwell for one of my least favorite movies of all time, 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, because he played such an awful character and winning all these awards. And he was great. He was great at it. But the fact that he's winning awards and getting nominated for the worst character ever as far as his personality, it really just speaks to his gifts as an actor to be able to pull this off and still be that good and stand out in this crowd of people. So I'm gonna give him the deserving award. And my It's Time award goes to Woody Harrelson for also 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Even though I love Woody Harrelson, his performance was incredibly underwhelming. I didn't even think he really wanted to be there the entire time I was watching. And I guess it's just time for a movie like this to get so much attention, so we're gonna nominate 2 people in the same category. Now for adapted screenplay. I'm actually gonna give this to Molly's Game, even though I think Jessica Chastain is incredibly annoying when it comes to her politics. She's obviously a very gifted actress. It's a great performance in this movie, but where it really stands out, Aaron Sorkin is literally the man when it comes to narrative-driven movies, and this movie is one of them. So Sorkin, you are deserving. The nomination for It's Time For has got to go to Call Me By Your Name. A movie about gay pedophilia seems odd in this day and age. Nevertheless, it was still nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay. So I guess, knowing the plight of gay men and pedophilia, it's time. Now for original screenplay. I'm actually gonna go Shape of Water for this. I really like Guillermo del Toro's work as well as this movie, even though I don't agree with any of the politics of it. It is a well-drawn story, good screenplay, so I'm gonna give the nod to that as deserving. And now for 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri being nominated once again. I guess a movie that just villainizes an entire swath of the country. Again, it is not based on a true story. This guy completely made up every single character and the situations in it. I guess for these white Americans in middle America to be villainized completely and utterly, it's time. Now for actor in a leading role. Now Daniel Day-Lewis had another movie come out for The Phantom Thread, and giving him the award is basically like giving Tom Brady the MVP or LeBron James. They deserve it every single year, but let's give some other people a chance. I'm gonna throw it out to my man Gary Oldman for Darkest Hour. It was an absolutely phenomenal performance. If you wanna know more about it, go check out the review at the Rebel Media. And Timothée Chalamet was also nominated for his work in Call Me By Your Name. Again, a movie about homosexual pedophilia. I guess it's time. Actress in a leading role. I'm gonna give the award to Margot Robbie for her work in I, Tonya. Anytime you make one of the most unlikable people in history that did such a horrific thing interesting and even a little bit charming, it speaks to how great you are as an actress. Margot Robbie, you're awesome. Deserving. Frances McDormand, 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. It's time. Now the award for Best Director. I actually like all the directors in this category. I think they all did tremendous work, so I think they're all pretty deserving. Moving on. Now the awards for Best Picture. Now, I want Dunkirk to win Best Picture for this, but I think Lady Bird is probably the most deserving. And I want to give 2 shout-outs to the It's Time movies that were nominated. Call Me By Your Name, a movie about homosexual pedophilia, and 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, about how much we hate America. Cinematography is actually all pretty solid, but if Blade Runner 2049 does not win this award, I'm going to scream at the screen. Original score, it's one of my favorite categories for movie. I'm actually going to give this one to The Shape of Water. Very fascinating the way they compose this. It really sounds like you feel like you're a part of this. You feel like you're this kind of underwater thing. It really complements the entire movie as a whole. 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Why is this ever nominated? It should not be here. But I guess, finally, it's time. And that's it for all the main categories. I guess we'll have to wait and see if the Academy is going to agree with my list or go for all the movies and titles that it's time for. I'm Ben Davies. This is Pure Hollywood. Alright, if you like this video and others like it, please consider becoming a premium member to the Rebel. That way you'll have first access to Pure Hollywood and the entire Rebel lineup.